Alright, let's finish the season first. Then I've got to show you how much rebuilding I've got to do.
Morecambe, it's a place that's by the sea, it's just like Venice.
Hello everyone, Camber Run here. Welcome back to FM26 with Morecambe FC. Just going to very quickly move the camera up. There we go. So, we're going to get the end of the final game of the season out of the way, and then we're going to talk about the future and being in the UFL and trying to sort out the replacing key players. So, the last time you saw us, where were we? Oh god, I don't remember now. Oh, God's sake, it's doing this again. 1 second. Right, last time you saw us, we were playing Rochdale. Since then, there we go. Since then, we beat Carlisle 2-0. We drew 0-0 to Woking, which was really, really embarrassing as well. If it was a weakened side. And then we smashed Warren Wood 5-0 with a hat-trick from Roque Santa Cruz, which I'm very, very proud of. So before we do anything else, we're going to get the Forest Green game out of the way. This is the lineup. I've managed to sign some of these players on a return, but the main ones I'm losing are Aarons, Nolan, and Aziz. I have brought in one replacement already, Habib Adelakun, which I tried to angle to try and get into, friggin' the summer, but I ended up signing him automatically. He's on way too much money, to be honest, for how good he is, which is a bit because real world he's just signed for Cheltenham after dropping his alleged ridiculous wage demands. But honestly, we're paying him way too much for what I ended up with, and I'm starting to regret it. He's probably gonna have to be the backup, and I'm gonna have to find another really good fucking striker, really good winger. But because we're also losing Tollett as well. I'll show you after this who I've actually got signed up and who I've got leaving. Yeah, I'm not bothered about today's result. It's inconsequential. Basically, I know the ones that I'm losing for definite because they won't sign new contracts are Aaron's, Nolan, Aziz. Sonogo is probably going to be going as well, but I'm not too bothered about that. George Thomas, Tollett is leaving. I'm not bothered about. Um, Musquay is probably going to be leaving because I don't really think he'll cut it in the football league. It must be said. Um, so I have no problem replacing him. I am going to probably. I don't really want to entirely rely on Roque Santa Cruz because he will be 45, which would be a bit silly. Oh, nice. I think that's gone past Santa Cruz completely and gone to Jack Nolan. But obviously, I think he can still do it in the EFL. I'm going to look for another striker. I need to look for another goalkeeper because Mayer basically signed on to be the backup. So I need to look for a new starting goalkeeper. Um, the other one I need. That's really fucking. Oh, thank God that was blocked. I've got Kane signed up at least. The one I'm sweating on is Francilet. Go on, lad. Oh, for God. How have you screwed that from there? You're Roque Santa Cruz, man. Remember your Blackburn days. But I've got the likes of Williams, Payne, Sangare, um, Jake Kane, um, Jeff Kotz, and hopefully Francilet signed as well. But I do need to buy like a ton of backups because the likes of Nati, Paul Lewis, Ajamang is also signed up for another year, but they're not really good enough for the EFL. So I need to go and hunt for an entirely new team, which I've got 100k in the budget. I've got 70k left over from the wages, but with the amount that people will be leaving, it will probably free up more wage, so I'll have about 20k. I don't really want to be paying like 2-3 grand a fucking player because I will burn through the budget really quickly. But I am going to be heavily raiding the free agent market. I would rather keep the money and see if I can move some of the transfer budget into the wages, try and free up a lot more space to get some high profile free agents. One of the ones I've looked at already is Christy Pym, who is set to be released by Grimsby, I think, or potentially be released by Grimsby at the end of his contract. He seems like at least 3-star keeper. We do badly need a decent, like at least 3.5-star starting keeper, so I'll have to have a look around. Um, I'm thinking trying to maybe poach somebody off the two relegated sides from the EFL, maybe even some people coming down, or maybe even take some players from the National League who did perform out of the teams that didn't make the playoffs. There's a couple of people in the Forest Green team I'd like to see. That's half time. Didn't realise. We haven't really been in control of the game, but we are leading, which is good. Yeah, that's fine. So The big problem is that 3 of my key players are literally Aaron's, Aziz, and Nolan, and they're all leaving at the season. I might try and at least talk round Rolando Aaron's, get him signed up for another season, so I can have him and Adelakun on one side. Otherwise, just gonna make a sub. I might have to really try. I need to really try and find somebody who can match that kind of energy, because otherwise I'm in trouble. Right, the Muskway, Lando Aaron's. Too slow, come on. That's stupid trying to do that right off the bat. But then Muskway was covered. Should have ran it a little bit longer. I think the other one I've got is Raheem Conte as well. He's signed up for an extra season as well. So we've got a couple. We've got players at least in reserve. Williams should be able to do it at the top of the EFL level. Because remember, we're going to like a completely professional level, but then Morecambe are a professional. For fuck's sake, should be getting that. Good tackle, but then there's no one there. Good to catch by Mayor. He's actually had a good game. I mean, if he plays really, really well in the preseason, he might end up being my number one. I think if Blackman's still available and he's not too mad at me dicked him around, I might actually try and sign him up. And then Azure Man is going to have to come on. I'm kind of weakening the team, but as I said, I'm not entirely bothered about this result. Spartans are playing the ball into really good areas, but they're just turning around and running backwards. Well, that's good from Jeff Cott. That's a really good run. How the fuck do you miss? Oh, my word. That's silly. But we are asserting ourselves more in the game, at least. But yeah, I've got the plan, but a lot of it is just going to be getting in free agents and maybe spending a little bit of the money. I think the only thing I'm probably going to try and splash out on is I do want a really good proven striker. I've got somebody else I'm looking at. I'm probably going to invite them to a trial after this game. Because they're quite young, but I don't know whether they're going to have the ability for EFL. So there is that. Let's see if this corner comes off. Oof, that actually wasn't too far away. That hit the bar. So yeah, it's sort of, I'm kind of looking at what can I do to survive in the EFL, because there's some very good sides. I will look at who's coming up and who's going down for both League 1 and League 2. Address the team. Yeah, that was a good win. We did quite well. We've ended on a high, so there is that. Looks like we got Hartlepool, Southend, Altrincham, York, Rochdale, and Forest Green. So I'm going to very quickly go and look at the relegation spots in League 1, and I'm going to look at the promotion spots in League 2, Europe. So, I'm assuming that's the end of the season then. So, right, one more then. So Wimbledon, Exeter, and Northampton are already down. Leyton Orient look like they're going to be joining one of Leyton Orient or Port Vale or even Bradford. That's fair. If we go to League 2, so we won't have to deal with an outs. Oh no, I think Swindon are too far away from getting the chance to be in the playoffs. That is exactly like Holloway's first season, where they did really, really badly, and then they just ended up finishing just outside the playoffs. But it looks like MK Dons are champions, so Crewe, Chesterfield. We'll have a Crewe and Chesterfield. We'll have to just see that at the end of the season. Yeah, that's all good. Right, so what I'm going to do is you're going to join me for the post-season kind of thing, and then I'm going to show you what I can do with the transfer budget and the wage budget. Well, the end of season review is not the fucking whole thing where it does like the play-by-play and it shows the thing. It's just this shit. Transfers players in 0. I didn't spend anything. 7.75k in transfers out. Discuss plans for next season. Optimistic. Perfect. Yeah, I'm not going to make any promises. Please all bugger off, enjoy your summer, and I'm going to confirm my preseason. We're going to go with a 3-week preseason because it'll be a lot easier. Right, I need to see whether Francilet is going to sign his new fucking contract. I'm not answering a fucking question like that. Jesus Christ. Right. So. Right, we're going to trigger the contract extension for Guion Edwards, so at least we got one fucking midfielder at the club. Not good enough. I'm not going to renew him. Can I... Wait, can I trigger that? Yes, I can. Okay, that's fine. We're going to trigger the extension clause for thing. Don't care. Don't care. No, that's all fine. Already signed. Don't give a shit. I believe I've offered it. I'm sure I've offered this guy a contract. Yeah, no, I've offered him a contract. It's just up to him whether he signs. So, I'm going to very quickly go to this guy. Actions, offer trial for 2 weeks. So we'll see if he will be on... Yeah, so he's set to go on trial with us. I want to see whether he is actually good enough. Contract extensions. Okay, so we've got Guion Edwards and Admiral Mosquet for another year. That's good. I might bring in a third striker just to make sure I've got an option. Because there are... I need to see whether Frank will sign his contract. Because I need him to... Okay, well, we'll let him do his trial. We'll see how he does. Because, I mean, he can keep... He's got the ability to be 3.5 stars. But is that at League 2 level or is that at League 1 level? Yeah, that's fine. We might sign him. I want to see how he does. Oh, thank God for that. Just go. Okay, stop pinging up with boxes. Right, Morecambe played team for it. Could sign at it. So we'll see what happens at the end of that 2-week trial. Alfie Marisol signed a new deal. Jeff Gott's penned a new 2-year deal, and I'm still paying fuck all, which is hilarious. I don't mind that. So he's now contracted for another 2 years. That's important that we get him because that means that now both my starting centre backs have signed. That is very, very good. Right, board vision. Yep, delighted. Recent boy, fucking. What's the end of the next season? When promotion? Oh, so okay. So I take it everything will probably end up starting after fucking I think May, June. Oh, and Santa Cruz won Player of the Month as well. I think in the end, his career for us, Morecambe, 8 appearances, 6 goals, 2 assists, 2 Player of the Match. Bro's been an absolute king, and I am really looking forward to having him in the EFL. Because I'm hoping he doesn't pull something like retires tomorrow. But I would like to carry him in League 2. I'm going to look getting a third striker. So that'd be very nice. Oh, we got an intermediate. Why can't I not say the fucking word? Intermediary. I still don't think I've said that wrong. Lewis Thomas. 28. Goal. Early signs of quality signing. If I can sign him to be my new number 1. Alright. It's okay. Majority of the club most important wage bill between us. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I can make an offer. But he better be like at least 3 stars. 1.8. And then if he plays, 20 games? You get an extra... That's going to be... why not? But why don't you just put that down and then make the offer? Perfect. Oh, hang on a minute. I didn't... we got the tax bill. 481k tax bill. Jesus fucking Christ. Change of stadium ticket prices. We'll probably break the prices up because we are in another league. What's my new scouting budget? That's not bad, actually. Training schedule for the coming weeks. Yep, everybody is on holiday. Breaks league 15 goals for these new Shrimps record. Well, I can't remember the last time before this season that Morecambe had been in the thing. Have they been fixtures during the period? Well, I mean, if you can basically try and get this, that's fine. Yeah, you ain't getting those. It depends on probably who is. Oh shit! No, my Thomas up. Right, first choice goalkeeper. Oh, thank you. Yes, perfect. This is like one of the first things I really wanted. You sort that. Oh, I meant to. Well, you're not really going to make your unused substitute fee, are you? Because you're going to be my fucking starting goalkeeper, you dickhead. So, okay. Right, so I'm hoping he will accept that. It is currently the 7th of May. So what I'm going to do is I don't do the whole thing right. Is that the final? No, I will show you who comes up with me. Who got relegated from the League 2, by the way, just before we... Right, playoff first round. So the semi-final looks like it's going to be that. Right. Give me a second. I'm going to skip ahead to the playoff final, and I'll show you the leagues as they're going to go. Rochdale. They beat Forest Green in the final. So it will be Rochdale and us going up to the English League 2. So I believe they've already done all of the shit for League 2. No, yeah, Salford and Crewe have gone up, and then all the playoffs are fucking here. I guess they haven't done all the playoffs yet. Cheltenham and Harrogate are who us and Rochdale are replacing. So if I go to the League 1, I can show you who will be joining us down in League 2. Leyton Orient, Wimbledon, Exeter, and Northampton. So we're going to have to pay 20k to sign this guy. He has really, really good potential, it must be said. He looks like he's going to have, good Sky Bet League 2 player potential, even going up to 4 stars. That's not great. Fairly consistent. We'll see about that last one. That I don't mind. Yeah, he'll probably be towards the bottom of the pecking order, but because I'll be running off Musque and Rocky Santa Cruz, Mata will get more game time as the season goes on, because obviously Rocky Santa Cruz is 45 years old. I have already done a couple of things for players we have got in. Where is my transfer activity? So, we've got potential deal coming of Kieran Green of Grimsby. So I don't think we're the only other people. No, that was through the agent's suggestion. We've 1.7k a week contract, which isn't actually too bad. We have Lewis Thomas, I think, coming in on the 16th. I'm not scrolling back through my thing for that. But we should have some people coming in. So we've got a lot of players who are leaving us. We're still going to have to fill a lot of gaps, but we've at least got some people. Jan Sonogo is actually, he's leaving us to join Colombia Sportif, wherever the fuck that is, in Cameroon. And then we obviously have a ton of players who are like obviously leaving us. But we've got Sangare, our back line, and then May will be improved upon Thomas. Kieran Green will be replacing Sonogo. That literally just leaves me. How am I going to get a new right winger and a new deep line playmaker plus filling out some of the gaps? So what you will see is I will come back like deep into preseason for Monday's video, and you will see how far I've come along trying to rebuild my squad. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more, you can always subscribe. I've been Cambear Run, and thank you for watching.